Talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Check, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us.
DQ, baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids. D-Face. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, you going crazy for this one. We see what you're doing, we salute you. Hey, let's get it started. It's Backpack Capital One. What's in your wallet? Got a call from my man A. Scott. I said I got it. Love that you highlighting all of these black colleges. Try to pay me for doing this. Look, bruh, if you don't get off my line with that foolishness, voice of the Swac, pull up where you at, no cap. If the Brody is speaking the soft facts, my advice, tune in to every show. Captain Petty, but we know that the sergeants are with the smoke. Speculate, just tell me what is we doing. Get into it, okay, look, I'ma say this and keep it moving. My boy Scotty, man, he offered the leash. Black grad, paying college, I'm glad that he called me. Walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime knows Scott for the HBCU streets.
What is going on, everybody? Listen, the first live of Offscript 2.0. What's good? Sunday night, man. Listen, we in here like we never left. I was just about to say that we in here like we never left. All right, if you in here, you haven't subscribed yet, you already know what the deal is. Go ahead and get their likes and subscribes up. We're gonna talk about it all tonight. It's gonna be a late night conversation. And you know, I got a bone to pick with a few people. Including Dr. First and foremost, let me say this, right? I want to thank God first and foremost, right? Because there would be no me without the creator. That's one. I want to thank my girl for the support. I want to thank all y'all in the chat, 90 of y'all. All right, in the chat, everything. Because listen, man, I like what Michael Todd says. He said his church is hot, humble, open, and transparent, right? So you know me, I might not be humble, but I'm open and transparent. Humility, God's still working on my humility, right? So let me go back to go forward, right? So this is what is going on with the channel. I'm gonna give you the update now, right? Is this? I have received 3 strikes within a month. I want to be very clear. If anybody knows how YouTube works, it is very hard to get 3 strikes in 30 days. All right. So I received my first strike August 2nd from the Swac office for the use of their logo. Okay. I received my second strike from this from the Swac because I used their photos off of their website. And the third strike was from a highlight game that I used that I'm a little iffy on that one, but that was a third game, and that was from Exo Digital Sports, right? So I got these 3 strikes within 30 days. And in the YouTube realm, if you get 90 days. So if you get a strike, you got to wait 90 days for that strike to fall off, and then it's like it never happened, right? But when you get them back to back to back, that's how your channel gets disabled. So the old channel is still good until my rebuttal process. Okay, let me say that very clear. Once I go through the rebuttal process, and I start that on Monday, right? I start my rebuttal process on Monday. Once I go through the rebuttal process, I have my channel is still open. It's still there. It's still alive. It's not taken down until my rebuttal process is through. So if I get through my rebuttal process and they say, nope, my channel's done, we officially Offscript 2.0, and we on that mug. And we riding out like that, all right? Or it could go either one or two ways. They can say, okay, we're good. We don't believe it. We're going to take that down. And then it's like we never left. So now I got two channels. I got Offscript and Offscript 2.0, and we still gonna rock with 2.0 because we might do some freak it. You know what I'm saying? I might do some like side stuff, and my girl do her relationship stuff over there and things like that. So it's gonna be a blessing regardless. So that is what is currently going on, right? That is what's currently going on, and the behind the scenes of everything that's going on with the Swac. This is for me, right? I'm gonna say this because with change comes growth, right? And with growth, some growth is uncomfortable, right? Let me say this. I've talked to a couple people, and it's funny to me that, you know, I talked to a man today, and he was at Swac Media Day. He said, Scotty, you know, I can kind of see what you're going through. He said, I spoke to the commissioner, and the commissioner was like, yeah, you know, we're happy to have all these black podcasters here. And he said, as long as you do right by us, he said, as long as you do right by us, we'll always let you in. That is what a guy told me that the commissioner said to him. So to me, that just lets me know if you're peddling whatever message the Swac wants you to peddle, all right, then you good to go. That's not me. I'm not called to do that. I have never been a get along to go along person. That has never been me. I've always been the person that says, hey, listen, this is what it is. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to rock with it regardless. So whatever consequences come with it, I'm cool with that. So listen to all the haters and to all my fans and supporters. If Offscript never comes back, guess what? Offscript 2.0. If they shut Offscript 2.0, guess what? Offscript 3.0. If they shut Offscript 3.0, yes, you got it right. Ding, ding, ding. Offscript 4.0. You can't stop what you cannot control, okay? You will never shut my voice up, right? And it's real easy for all the haters out there. You know what you can do.
If I make you feel some type of way, if low key you just hit a hey.
So my thing is this. If everybody out there in the Jackson State world of people who don't like me and said Dion made my channel, what do you say for 2.0? What do you say for 2.0? That goes out the window. Because we out here grinding. I got over 500 subs in 2 days. We got over 500 subs in 2 days just off my phone network, just posting on social media, Instagram, whatever. So that's what I want you to understand. I'm not scared of the work. I'm not scared of the grind. I'm here for it. I'm built for this. We built for it tough out here, baby. What you talking about? It ain't nothing. So, yes, Andrew Roberts, listen, you won the battle, my boy. I give you that. You won your little battle. You went. And if anybody knows what you got to do a manual copyright strike, listen, it is not for the faint. To do he did a manual copyright strike. Let me explain to you how that works. That means there's 2 ways to get a copyright strike on YouTube. You play a video, YouTube's engine picks up the stuff naturally, right? So it's like a computer algorithm that picks up like, okay, that's not your content, and they'll give you a content ID claim where they'll say, hey, da-da-da, or hey, da-da-da. For you to do a manual content strike, you have to watch the video. You have to timestamp it. You have to describe, because listen, I can do it. I wish I could show you guys, but I could go to my YouTube studio and do copyright strikes if I wanted to, because people who have used my content or clip me or snip me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's the process. You got to timestamp it. You got to say what the copyright strike was if YouTube did not pick it up. This is only if YouTube did not pick it up, right? That means you manually went in, found it, and said you got a copyright strike. That's how my copyright strikes came from the Swac. That means that Bama Andrew or whoever's in the office had to go in, watch the video, wait till they saw the Swac logo, put it down, timestamp it, and then send it off to YouTube. That's how the process works. But we neither here nor there. But now you know what's going on with the channel. You know what I'm saying? If anybody talks to God, you can pray for me. If you don't talk to God, do not pray for me. Okay, if you know your prayers are hitting the ceiling like my prayers be hitting the ceiling, please save them. Okay, please save them. Okay, use them for somebody else. I just want to say that very clearly. Use them for somebody else. All right. So you know what I'm saying. So we in there for somebody else. All right. So listen, let's get into some other stuff today. I want to talk about in regards to the Swac. All right, listen. Let me make this disclaimer. Dr. Cavill is a cool dude. Real. Raw, authentic. I respect Dr. Cavill, but I got to say something. Listen, I got to say something because you know how I feel. If somebody sends me something that they think that you're talking about me, I'm going to address it. I don't care what that looks like. I do not care. I don't care what it looks like. I'm going to address it. I don't care. I don't give a damn who it is. You understand? You don't need to say my name for me to address you. That just is what it is. I ain't even getting down like that. So I'm going to play a video. I'm going to address it. And then we're going to get to the minutia. All right. And then we're going to get up out of here. Okay. I was watching House of Dragons. I know my girl's pretty mad at me because I told her I was going to spend time with her. And I kind of did. I thought it was coming on at 8. So I was going to do this show at 10. I got an hour long to watch the show with her. I get on. I'm like the boyfriend of the year. You know what I'm saying? Because I spent time. I watched the show. And I do my live afterwards. Well, didn't know it came on at 9. And then I'm like, hey, babe. I said I was going to go live at 10:15. And then she gave me this look like, you said you was going to spend time with me. So kind of like in the mini doghouse. So you guys bear with me. Okay, just want to say that. All right, so let me play this video and we're going to talk about it.
Swac is giving away the games. I can confirm they're not giving away these games.
They are giving away the games. If you sell your games and you do not license them, you are giving them away, technically. Okay, but I just want to start off very hostile. Okay, continue.
There's a contract on this game with Byron Allen. Legitimate money out there. My understanding, the funds are anywhere from about 9 million to 11 million a year. There is an escalator clause. I think it's around 10 to a 12-year deal.
Does that make it any better, Dr. Cavill? 10 to 12? What deal would you sign that is 10 years? Just because Bamas have a degree does not mean they know stuff. Let me say that very clear to you guys. I want you guys, this channel is always going to give you information, and I want you to think for yourself. What in God's great earth would you ever sign that is 10 to 12 years? At a steady price. Don't worry, I'll wait. Let's continue.
You're talking about anywhere from 100 to 120 million dollars on the deal. So it's significant money. And as you dig into it and you do your research, you'll find out that, as you can see, the time it took to make sure the deal was exercised correctly is fascinating. And what this does to me in terms of when the media rights deals come up with ESPN, what it does in that way. Now people can start to understand and see the bridging gap, the seriousness with what Dr. Charles McCullen, the commissioner of the Swac, was talking about moving this conference to FBS. I told anybody that would listen to me, the way this happens is because of the money associated with the media deal. I have a backdoor seat.
How is $900K going to help you move up FBS? That makes no, how is $12 million a year? Ole Miss's expense budget is $112 million. How are you getting paid $1 million per school going to help you jump to FBS? That makes no sense. So now, hey guys, we getting $1 million a year. Oh, we can go FBS now. We can go FBS now. Sit down somewhere. And also, you can catch the Afterglow show here. You can also catch the Roundtable here on Wednesday when the Roundtable is back. Week 0. The Roundtable is back. Week 0. Make sure you're tuned in, locked in. You already know it's college football. It's here, baby. We PTPing, baby. All right, let's get it back to this foolishness.
And so when I tell you things, if you trust in what I do in terms of my research and what I've told you over the years, if I tell you, you need to put it in the bank and believe it. Now, it's your choice. Understand it. Go do your research, but you better have some good sources and dig because I don't play with this. I don't play this game. So I'm not going to put anything out there that I hadn't had triple source, that I hadn't had direct things. Oftentimes, I can get my hands on paperwork.
Then show us paperwork. Show us paperwork. Show us how dumb this deal is in paperwork. That's what I want to see. Show us how dumb this deal is in paperwork. Explain to people how 10 to 12 years at $100 or $120 million is a great deal. Show us.
That y'all can't get on there. I can't disseminate it. I can't show you because of the role I played, not just on the media side, but as a consultant. So take it for what.
Oh, y'all missed that. That's called a conflict of interest. That is called a conflict of interest. If you are said media member who is a consultant for the Swac in the media deals, why would you say a deal is bad? Why would you have, you would never say when a deal is good or bad if you the consultant. I wouldn't say, if I consulted a person who signed a bad deal, why would I be like, yeah, I'll consult that? You're going to be like, yo, they got the best deal ever. They got the best deal ever. Oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like I negotiated the shit out that deal. You ain't know. You ain't know. You ain't see how I was negotiating. Call it conflict of interest, my boy. And you got one. You're not going to ever go. Why would you ever go rogue and speak badly about something that you had a part of? Okay, let's continue.
It's worth. It'll show out over the years in terms of what's going on, but this is seismic in terms of what's taking place out there, and this is real money. Swac is in a place where they're going to get some real money as well in terms of their HBC gold side of it. But you all laugh at these folks, these commissioners, and think that they have spent 20 years in their career. Some of them ADs. They may not be perfect. They may have some things to do it, but some of y'all hadn't even really understood athletics at all and spent no time. But because you have a little space to do it, you think you know something. You may take some time and really go research some of the background and find out the truth. I'll leave it there. Let's get into our.
Okay. Let me help y'all out. Let me help y'all out because, you know, one thing we can never question is maybe his knowledge on how athletics works inside of the university. I could probably never question Dr. Cavill on how his knowledge of athletics is inside the university and how it, you know, the politics inside the university. But outside in media, my network is too big. I know too many people. I talk to too many people. Let me help you guys out, right? Let me help you guys out. I got off of a, and anybody can double check this. Anybody can, if anybody wants to double check this, you can double check it, right? The HBCU commissioners have been out in California. And you're like, Scotty, why are they out in California? Well, they were talking to the NFL Network. And they were talking to the NFL Network to see what kind of partnerships that the Swac and the NFL Network could come to an agreement with. I have it from a very good source, right? That the NFL committee that was speaking to Commissioner McClellan asked him about the deal. They said, "Hey, Doc, why did you sign a 10-year deal?" He said, "Because that was the best interest of the Swac." They said, "Okay." He also asked, the committee also asked, they said, "Hey, what are the terms of the deal? Like, where can we meet you at in terms of the contract? Like, how can we help you?" I got it from a very good source that McClellan didn't know where they could meet them at. He didn't know what was in the contract and what he could and could not do. The NFL Network wants to simulcast. I said, listen to me very closely. Listen to me very closely. The NFL Network went to the Swac and said, "Hey, we want to partner. We want to simulcast the games." But when they got to the minutia of the details, the Swac doesn't own anything. The Swac doesn't own anything. Byron Allen owns it all. So why are we talking to you, McClellan? Why are we talking to you? You don't control anything at this point. And if anybody's out there saying, "Scotty don't know what the hell he's talking about," let me bring up an article that was not written by me that will show you that he doesn't own anything, right? Shout out to Kyle Mosley from the HBCU Legends. I'm bringing up his article right now, right? And I'm going to show you in black and white that I'm not lying. He says, "One source told me," let me take all this down. One source told me that's a 10-year, $120 million agreement between the SWAC. I contacted SWAC conference office to verify the details. A representative will only confirm. Let me blow this up a little bit more for y'all. There we go. He says a representative would only confirm that the SWAC signed a multi-year distribution contract with Allen's free streaming platform. Now here it goes right here. Allen affirmed a few particulars for our conversation in February. We did a deal for over 2,000 live sporting events that football, men's, women's, volleyball, it's everything. The entire spectrum. I say again, read it and weep. This ain't from me. He said it in the article. The entire spectrum. He owns it all. And it also goes on to say, let me scroll down because people think it's a game out here, that I'm just out here. Scotty don't know what he's talking about. He's not in media, blase, blah. Here we go. Let me blow this up for you Bamas again. The SWAC grant HBCU the rights to their conferences, broadcast, cable, linear, streaming, broadcast, video on demand, and pay-per-view. He owns it all. I say again, y'all not hearing me when I'm telling y'all. I'm not making stuff up that I've heard. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. In the kingdom activation, if you're a Christian, it says you look for confirmation. God does things in confirmation. He does it in maybe 2s and 3s, that somebody tells you something. Then somebody else tells you something. Then somebody else tells you something. And you're like, damn, man, God must really be talking, because I'm just getting it, I'm getting it from everywhere. He owns everything. Now, let me bring to you a part that you might not understand, right? It says, and I want y'all to read this part. Let me see. Verify. For clarity, neither Allen nor the SWAC verified with HBCU Legends that conferences would or would not receive revenue. Oh, let me blow this up for y'all. I'm sorry. All right. For clarity, neither AMG, Allen, nor the SWAC verified with HBCU Legends that the conference would or would not receive revenue from the syndication of content on HBCU Go. So, you know me, guys. Listen, y'all know me. Come on, man. Y'all know me. You know I got a demonstration for everything. Call lines open. You already know what the call line number is. Call lines are open. 518-263-812-634. 263-8124, 518-823-8124. Call lines are open. Let me open this up for you guys. When you hear the white lady, you already know what it is.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
Let me, me, I always got a demonstration, right? So let me help you. Let me help you understand this. I'm gonna do the best I can to help you understand this. I want you guys to picture the SWAC as a house. Okay? I want you guys to picture the SWAC and its content as a house. And from here on out, I spell SWAC SWACK, right? So they can't get me on no bull crap. All right. I got a logo coming too. So I want you to think about it as this. When you go to sell a house, right? When you go to sell a house, you only get the asking price for your house, right? So if I sell you a house, if I say, let's do it like this. Let's say the SWAC is a low-level mansion, right? It's a low-level mansion. They say, hey, I want to sell it. I'm going to sell my mansion for $120 million, right? You come up there, you're like, that's pretty steep. All right, I'm going to sell it. Okay, I'm going to buy it. From you, $120 million. Now, let me ask you, can you, as the seller, come back after you done sold the house and say, you know what? You think you can kick me back $5,000 a month for that? I I didn't get to add it in the contract. You know, I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking when I sold it to you. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Can you? No. No, that's not how the deal works. That is not how the deal works. So let me explain to you. Let me explain to you what Byron Allen just did, right? Byron Allen turned your house. He bought your house and he's just doing whatever he wants with it. Airbnb, VRBO, short-term leases. He's going to use every value that your house had that you did not see in it. He's going to grid it and he's going to rent it out to whoever, right? And then what you forget in the house market, there's a tax credit, right? You get a house tax credit where just because you bought a house, you get tax credit. Well, how about this? In the media industry, just because you have black content, you get advertising dollars. That's his tax credit. He gets advertising dollars just because he has black content. So what I want you guys to understand is instead of the SWAC doing Airbnb, VRBO, short-term leases, instead of them licensing their content to multiple people, having Byron Allen bid on games, having the NFL Network bid on games, having Peacock bid on games, all they did was package their house and sold it for one price instead of coming up with creative ways to sell, to lease out bits and pieces of their home. They sold the whole thing away. But let me get to the call line. Rocky, coming to you. Hey, what's up, Rock?
So I got two ways of thinking about this, bro. And I think you spot on about the real estate analogy, right? But there's a other side of it too. I think that's being misplayed here or that we missing. At the end of the day, bro, the SWAC didn't even value their content. So somebody
Facts.
could make some money off of it.
Facts.
You know, that's the reality here. The SWAC didn't value their content. They didn't have any ideas of how their content could be used by other media companies, advertisers, or partners, right? You know how hard it is to get a SWAC game that you really want to see and find it where you can watch it on Saturday, man. That was the most frustrating thing last year as a SWAC fan I ever experienced.
Yeah.
It was so freaking hard. And so I hope from a fan standpoint that Byron Allen consolidates the content and makes it easy for us fans to access. As a fan, I want the SWAC to have money, right? But really what I really want is to have access to the content and be able to watch the games without, having to search Google and, anyway, you understand what I'm saying, Scotty? So hopefully Byron Allen creates a situation where the content is readily available and easily accessible. The fact that he is got the SWAC bent over is just a function of them not valuing their own product, bro. That's all that is. It ain't really. I don't even think he had to hustle them real hard. Because they weren't doing anything to monetize their content, bro.
That's real.
Like they weren't doing that. So hopefully Byron Allen will generate $1 billion off of all the SWAC content, and he'll make some donations to these member schools. Because that's the only thing we gotta hope is that he's gonna donate to member schools, because everything else been sold, bro. Everything is gone now.
Let me say this.
You know what I mean?
This is the thing this is the thing that with Dr. Cavill had some credibility, but not much for me, right? If you let HBCU go do what they're doing and they get the views behind it, that just lets you know that exposure is based on the fan base and not the talent. Or it's based on let me rephrase that. is that the exposure is wherever the talent is, right? And wherever you decide to take it, because let's say HBCU Go games outdraw ESPN games, right? Or let's say the lower level HBCU Go games outdraw whatever ESPN Plus is showing. Well, then it shows you that we don't really need ESPN. That's what it shows you. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But on the flip side of that, it also shows you that you got to value your own stuff to be like, yo, like we could take this anywhere and be profitable. But the problem is that once you sign a 10-year deal, if 3 years into the deal, you see your value going up, he does not have to let you go. And let me tell you this. Oh, this is even better. Somebody told me that they saw the deal. They said the deal is Byron Allen can opt out of the contract at any time. He has the right to opt out at any time. The SWAC does not.
So what I would like to see is what's the compensation side of it for the SWAC commissioner? Does he get points on contract signed or revenue generated? Because that's where I see this contract being of some value. If the commissioner get 1 or 2 or maybe even 10 points off all revenue generated by the SWAC, then it's a hell of a deal for Dr. McClellan. But that's the only person it's a good deal for.
You probably getting a kickback.
But here's the thing, Scotty. At the end of the day, man, SWAC has a product that's amazing. You were traveling and I rebroadcasted the game on my channel. I ain't do no advertising, no nothing. I just put up a graphic and said, hey, I forget who Jackson State was playing. I was getting anywhere from 4,000 to 8,000 people watching a rebroadcast of an ESPN game, bro. If that was happening on my channel and I do no advertising, no promotion, and set it up 3 minutes before the game kicked off, what do you think would happen if there was marketing, advertising, promotion, and a real schedule out there that people could go by?
Absolutely.
You could easily get 100 to a million viewers. The SWAC is in this situation because of historically poor leadership. Dr. McClellan is in this situation where he thinks he's done the SWAC a great job in comparison to what they've been getting. So I think it all has to be looked at from that framework, is that the SWAC hasn't done a great job of valuing, promoting, and marketing their own product, and they are getting crumbs because they didn't see no value in their own product, man. That's the bottom line.
I'll tell you this, think about this. I just want you to think about what you just said. Just imagine if the SWAC digital media page on YouTube did what you did, right? Did what you did. Set it up, put a graphic up, put the game up, and let people watch it. You know it's going to be 15 to 20,000 people in there easily. Why? Because the SWAC could have promoted it saying, hey, if you want to watch the game or if you missed the game, you can watch it here live on SWAC Digital Media Network on YouTube. That's 15, 20, 30,000 people right there. You know what I'm saying? So when people have when people know where to go get the game and they can schedule it, and like you said, I know I'm going to get the game here, then you have more viewers and more people coming in because it's all word of mouth. Hey, man, I watched the game on YouTube yesterday. I enjoyed it. It was on the SWAC Digital. They had commercials there. I mean, I was just chilling watching the game. That's what they should have been doing from Jump Street for all their secondary games. They should have been throwing them up on YouTube. Just throwing them up on YouTube, but they didn't. But
and this is the last thing I'll say.
Got you.
This is the reality, man. The SWAC office. I'm not talking about the schools. I'm talking about the SWAC office. Because if you look at their digital footprint, you can tell that they very low tech. They very low tech, right?
Yeah.
They got to bring an expert in there to get them up, to get their social media up, to get their website up, to get everything in the 21st. I mean, in the new millennium, because they were working in up until this past year, bro. They were horrible, and they still horrible, but they're better than they were.
Yeah,
they got to get their tech up, man, because it's hard to find games, schedules, all that kind of stuff, man. It's just extremely hard. And I know some JUCOs that do a better job than some of the SWAC schools.
Absolutely. Getting content up on YouTube, absolutely, man. But hey, appreciate the call as always, Rock. 7770 coming to you. 7770, then 9762 coming to you. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
Yo, Scotty, what's going on, man? This is Nate from Georgia. How you doing?
Talk to me, Nate. What's good, man?
Man, I just want to chime in and give my perspective on this this HBCU Go deal and the SWAC. I kind of think of it in this term as you have a conference that literally just got its whole conference life turned upside down within 2 years, and it's all happening really fast and a lot of scattering going on with the lack of engagement that they had before, and now all eyes on them. They're panicking. So what I'm thinking is they know that they don't have anything to do with media, don't know how to work contracts, anything like that, and they know that they have a demand for viewership. So what I do is I'm gonna just contract this work out. I'm gonna find a black-owned company, i.e. Byron Allen, and let him control everything. And we'll take an upfront fee. Say, hey, work us, put us in the best light, put us on any platform that you can. We'll promote the platform and say, hey, we got to deal with you guys, and let's make us look good in some form or fashion. Now the deal, and we don't know the full terms, but unless it's an actual kickback or percentages off the other media deals that the app gets or the media company gets, that's the only way I look. I think it's a beneficial deal, but regardless, it's something that's off their plate that they don't have to worry about now of getting full exposure what they think they need right now, because they obviously they can't handle it themselves. So they just farming the workout basically.
I like how you're placing it as like, it's a lot to maintain, right? You're like, oh, it's a lot to deal with the media and deal with all this. But if we're being honest, you have always been doing it, because we're not talking about primary rights, we're talking about secondary rights. And nobody has really, that's why Mississippi Valley football games are on YouTube. That's why some of Alabama State's games are on YouTube. That's why FAMU's games are on Facebook. Because they're like, we got to get our story told. We're telling our own. So a lot of these schools have already been prepared. Like if you go watch Valley and FAMU, they probably have better production than ESPNU does. ESPN Plus. Like it looks that, especially FAMU, it looks really good. Replays, time clock, all type of stuff. Cameras in the crowd. It's all good.
But you got to think. But for those particular schools, that's all they had, because they know they didn't have any support from the conference. So they have to go there and say, we got to do something to show our kids on in some type of platform. We got to do something to show some type of support from our alumni to say, hey, our games are being streamed on our YouTube page or whatnot. I really think they just didn't have a real plan. So they had to just get them, say, hey, somebody take control of this thing, while hopefully they're getting exposure or some type of benefits from a big media company to show them even, hey, this is what you guys need to be doing. So hopefully they'll be learning in this whole 10-year deal that they should be learning. Okay, this is how a media infrastructure works. We get this going. We get this going.
No, what you've been around? Listen, I'll go back from 2010. Since 2010, right? You gotta understand, like you gotta be prepared. Like without a vision, people perish. And I understand that, the commissioner before you was trash or whatever. But even if, listen, it's 2022. I can simulcast this stream on Facebook, on a server, on Twitter, on Periscope. I can push this stream out to like 6 or 7 different things. So you're telling me FAMU with their stream on Facebook cannot stream it to the SWAC digital network? That doesn't, it's that easy. You add another stream and you push the material out. It's no different than Valley pushing their material out on their YouTube channel and the SWAC digital network. I'm not giving you an excuse, because you're saying this is part of the job. You're a commissioner. Media is part of the job. If you can't handle the job, hire somebody, get somebody in there that can do the job. because just because you feel it's too much, you still got to deal with it. You got to deal with
Now,
it.
technically, that's what they're doing, though. To be truthful, that's what they're doing. They're high, even though it doesn't look that way, but they got a contract for somebody to actually make that stuff, to do that stuff now. All that stuff that you're saying, that's what HBCU Go is going to be doing. They're going to license the rights to the content, put it on, make the deals with this platform.
How do you learn something when you're not a part of it? Listen, hold up.
That's true.
Yeah, you're not a part of anything. You're not in the meetings. You're not in any meetings with Byron Allen doing any of his deals. So how are you learning? How are you understanding how to move?
I give you that. I give you that. If that meeting happened in California, like you said, with the commissioner. Actually, Byron Allen should have been there. They should have said, "Hey, we got this deal coming over NFL Network. Byron Allen, can you fly the jet over and meet us there for this deal?" He should have been there for that deal.
At the end of the day, right? This is my thing. One, off the basic principle of contracts and the way media is mowing, the fact that you signed a 10-year deal off the rip lets me know you don't know what you're doing, because let me tell you this is exactly how they get you in the military. Listen to me this is how they do you, right? They'll do you like this. You'll go in and say, "Hey, I want to sign up for a job." And they'll say, "Okay, we'll give you a bonus." That's how they get kids. "We'll give you a bonus. You could do a 3-year deal for $3,000 for a bonus. You could do a 4-year contract. You can serve 4-year contract with the $8,000 bonus, or you can do a 6-year contract with a $20,000 bonus." And you're like, "Ooh, 18 years old." You're like, "Ooh, 6 years, 20 G's. Oh, that's nice." But when you get into it, they don't tell you that they give you $5,000 up front and then they break it up over the rest of your 6 years. They don't tell you that. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they get you. They draw you in with that. And you're like, "Man, if I would have just did 3 years at $3,000, they would have gave me all my money. I do my time and I could have got out." You know what I'm saying? Or if I wanted to do something else, or if I wanted to go see the world or join the Navy or whatever, but you're stuck now in 6-year contract because you were trying to get after the money that you're getting. Taxes getting taken, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how the Swac got because they're like, Byron Allen's probably like, "We'll do 5 years at what, maybe $25 million, something like that." You know what I'm saying? Something small, you know what I'm saying? Something small like that. And they were like, I don't know about that. And he's like, "How about this? We'll do 10 years, 100. And you hear 100 million, anything for the Swac, they're like, "Oh yeah, let's do that." But you got because you didn't understand your value right now, that you're only as good as your last deal. You're only as good as your last deal. So if you sign a 10-year deal and you got out of 10 years, bro, you could have probably re-upped twice before that deal. But it's crazy, man. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. Go ahead. You can.
No, you're good, man. I was just wanting to come and chime in on that. The only thing I would say, and you can put a button on it, is hopefully they got some perks when they get some kickbacks off these additional deals that Byron Allen gets with the content. That's the only thing I can say. That's the only win that they got in this. If they get some percentage off the deals that he gets over these next 10 years.
Let me tell you this. There is a conference. There's a media company that just signed a deal, not the same exact deal, but they signed a deal with a conference. They're going to announce it in probably about a week and a half or 2 weeks. I want you guys to compare in a year what they look like and what the Swac looks like. That's all I'm gonna say. It's literally the same type of movement, is structured differently, right? And I just want people to see what right looks like and what wrong looks like, and we'll compare. But hey, man, appreciate the call.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Peace out. 9762 coming to you, then 3762 coming to you afterwards. Hey, caller, you loud, talk to me.
What's going on, Scotty? This is Gabriel from Memphis. How you doing tonight, man?
G? What's up, G? Talk to me.
All right. You know how they say insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? That's exactly what the Swac is doing. They didn't learn a damn thing from the Southern Heritage Classic deal.
Absolutely.
You know, and like you said, it's obvious that Dr. McClellan don't know what he's doing. See, the good, acumen of a businessman is, he should be smart enough to know to get somebody that's smarter than him, to get people around him that knows what he's doing. Because this man does not know how to negotiate. And then on top of that, too, you got to put that on all the SWAC presidents too, because they got to they got to be in on it too.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I got to the president of the President's Council is actually the president of UAPB, and from my source, he said, somebody told me that he doesn't even know anything about media.
Wow. And see now, I don't know what type of deal that Jackson State made with ESPN, because I saw majority of their games are being shown on the ESPN network. I think ESPN2, ESPNU, and then majority of them ESPN Plus. And then I went to try to look up what their deal source was, how much they're gonna make on it, and I could not find anything. So they're hurting themselves. And then from what I understand, I'm late chiming in on your show. From what I understand, like you said, Byron Allen also sold a lot of the rights to the SWAC stuff. I think what was it, to CBS and maybe like NBC, something like that.
He didn't sell anything. He licensed it.
Right. And so the SWAC not getting none of that.
None whatsoever.
So once again, hey, why? Like my mama say, when it comes to women, why pay for the milk when you can get the whole damn cow for free? I'm gone.
Appreciate it. Let me say this. If people don't know, right? So let me help you guys out. I'm gonna say as much as I can without saying what I really want to say. Right? One, there was a behind the scene decision of Jackson State taking their games off of HBCU Go. So anybody's out here talking about ESPN has primary rights, they absolutely do. But there's a time limit. There is a time limit of how long you have to pick your primaries, because you can't just, be like, oh, I'm gonna wait. No. There's a time limit. That's why when you initially saw, think about it, when you initially saw HBCU Go, they said they had Jackson State games. There was a behind decision to made. It was a behind decision to made at Jackson State that said, hey, take the games off HBCU Go. I know that one for a fact. I'll just leave it at that, right? Second part, the ESPN contract renews in 2 years. And listen, once again, like Dr. Cavill says, oh, I got paperwork. I got insiders too, sir. I have people who don't like how they moving and they tell me stuff as well, sir. Okay, so you're not the only one. Just because you're buddy with the commissioner doesn't mean that you're not the only one that got some news. So stop it. All right. So the ESPN contract renews in 2 years. Now, let me explain to you how primary rights work as well. This is if the SWAC was smart. If the SWAC was smart, they would break up. Listen to me very closely. They should sell their primary rights to 2 different entities, right? And get revenue sharing off of those entities. And this is why they should do that. You do that because the more primary rights that people are able to scoop up, the less secondary rights that Byron Allen has. So if he's licensing, so if you have, let's say you got 20 games for the season, right? And you have 2 people who have your primary rights, what you can do is do this. You can do it in the sense of, you know what? I won't even do 2 people. I'll do 1 people. If you partner with 1 person to do your primary rights and you tell them, hey, try to get as much as you can and we'll do the percentages, and then you leave Byron Allen with all the bad stuff or whatever, like a few games, you don't lose out on too much money. Why? Because the new deal that you negotiated gets you more of a profit split, right? So let's say Peacock comes, let's say NBC says, hey Swac, we want to do a deal with you. All right, we want to be your primary rights holder. You say, okay, cool. Well, you in the deal, you will say, hey, we'll give you primary rights, but we want a percentage of the paper tier status. Listen to me very carefully. I'm going to teach you something today. Listen to me very carefully. If you go to a platform that has a pay to watch, a pay-per-view, you want a percentage of the dollar amount in regards to what people. So if ESPN is selling their package for $9.99, you want $2. You like NFL Plus, right? Like NFL Plus, I think it's $4.99. You might ask for like 50 cents or $1 for like every new subscriber, or however based off something like some type of percentage deal, right? And then you want a percentage of the ads that are placed on your games. That's how you make money. So they pay for the content. They pay you to license or to simulcast your stuff, and then you get money in other areas of percentages and things like that. That's how you make it work. All right. 3762. Hey, caller, you loud. Talk to me.
What's up, Scotty?
What's good?
All is good. It's Keith, FQ saying these things, that's all the good stuff. I think the other thing, though, and you hinted at it when you were talking about the renegotiation of the ESPN contract. By signing this long 10-year contract, you undersold your product, in my opinion. But you also kind of messed up the next ESPN contract. And so I think that's something that's also not being looked at, but I love your take, and I agree with you. The Swac undersold itself. So I just wanted to kind of say that, and then I'll jump off, man.
All right. I appreciate the call. This is my thing with that. I don't know. I don't think you undersold yourself with ESPN. I mean, yes and no. It all depends on how comfortable you feel really asking ESPN for. Because remember, Byron has secondary rights for $120 million. So if your secondary rights are for $120 million, your primary rights should be twice that. Now, would I sign a 10-year deal? Absolutely not. But you should be looking at a very much a high. So I don't see why you can't sign a 4-year, $100 million deal. A 5-year, $120 million deal. Why can't you? If your secondary rights are going for that high, why can't your primary rights go for that high? That's just my personal opinion, right? So let me say this before I get up out of here, right? I want people to understand. Listen, nothing is going to stop. No, we gonna keep riding. This train is not going to be derailed by copyrights. As long as I can keep making emails, I'm gonna keep making YouTube channels. It's that easy, right? And I got more viewers on this jank than half the channels that's been around for 5 or 10 years. So they not gonna stop nothing I got going. Okay. So we gonna build this thing brick by brick, door by door, panel by panel, back to where we need it to be. All right. So listen, Monday, Afterglow show, 8 o'clock as always on Offscript 2.0. Wednesday, roundtable with my boy Blue. Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and ain't nothing changed out here. All right. And we gonna do the week 0 reviews. All right, and we gonna do a watch party Saturday, Alabama State, Howard. Come on, man, ain't nothing changing out here. We gonna do what we do, but watch my shoes, okay? It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It is nothing. You doing predictions this? Absolutely, we're doing predictions, and you already know how I get down. If you guess the right score, you get paid. All right, you get paid. All right, you get paid. How do I get my member? Hey man, listen, the membership is gonna take a long time on this channel because I think I gotta be monetized. So this new channel is not monetized, so we gotta get back. I gotta get to 1,000 subscribers, and I got to get the 4,000 watch hours. Okay. That's how we got to do it. That's how we got to do it. So the quicker I get to 1,000, the quicker I get to 4,000 hours, we can get this thing remonetized back again. All right. But listen, guys, I'm going to play this Dr. Cavill video one more time. And I just want you Bamas to think for yourselves. We're going to go over it one more time and we're going to get up out of here.
I can confirm they're not giving away these games. There's a contract on this game with Byron Allen. Legitimate money out there. My understanding, the funds are anywhere from about 9 million to 11 million a year. There is an escalator clause. I think it's around 10 to a 12-year deal. You're talking about anywhere from 100 to 120 million dollars on the deal. So it's significant money. And as you dig into it and you do your research, you'll find out that, as you can see, the time it took to make sure the deal was exercised correctly is fascinating. And what this does to me in terms of when the media rights deals come up with ESPN, what it does in that way. Now people can start to understand and see the bridging gap, the seriousness with what Dr. Charles McCullen, the commissioner of the Swac, was talking about moving this conference to FBS. I told anybody that would listen to me, the way this happens is because the money associated with the media deal. I have a backdoor seat. And so when I tell you things, if you trust in what I do in terms of my research.
Where do you think that backdoor seat comes from? You cool with the commissioner. The commissioner thinks it's a great deal. You think it's a great deal. What parody is to that? What parody? I don't listen. Let me tell you, the commissioner could walk up to somebody, smack them, and Dr. Cavill would say, he deserved it. He was looking at the commissioner the wrong way. Because that's just his. A lot of these Bamas do not think for themselves. I don't care what you're talking about. They do not think for themselves. It is, oh, what did the almighty Pharaoh of Commissioner Dr. McClellan say? Oh, we are not worthy. You think it's bad for Dion? It's just as bad as for the commissioner. Like, it's ridiculous. It is pure ridiculousness that nobody challenges this commissioner. Nobody. And listen, man, I'm sorry, I gotta say this. Who is selling those FUBU jerseys at Jackson State? Who is selling them FUBU jerseys at Jackson State? Who thought that was cool? Who thought that was cool to sell FUBU jerseys at Jackson State? That is just pure foolishness. Pure foolishness. I was like 70. I'm like, why are they selling FUBU jerseys? Anyway, let's finish this, and I'm about to get up out of here. And listen, AD Drew and Brian, listen, don't be collateral damage with me. I didn't snippet the part where you got Brian like, ooh, that's so hot. He over there, ooh, that's so hot, trying to fan off Dr. Cavill like he's spitting something. Don't get caught up in the hype. Don't be collateral damage. I don't care if you're cool with Kofi. Don't be collateral damage messing with me. And I'm telling you right now, when I get my channel back, I'm coming in this joint like Snoop Dogg, murder was a case that they gave me. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to see me once I beat my case and get my channel back. It's going to be hell on wheels out here in these streets because I'm going 3 times as hard on you Bamas. All right? So Drew, AD Drew, and Byron, don't get caught. Listen. Don't, You already know how I'm coming. You already know how I'm. Hey, listen. With the window right here, you know what I'm saying? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm with that. I'm petty. 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 It's still there. It's still there. Do not play with me. All right? Do not play with me.
Research and what I've told you over the years, if I tell you, you need to put it in the bank and believe it. Now, it's your choice. Understand it. Go do your research, but you better have some good sources and dig, because I don't play with this. I don't play this game. So I'm not going to put anything out there that I hadn't had triple source, that I hadn't had direct things. Oftentimes, I can get my hands on paperwork that y'all can't get on there.
Show the paperwork.
I can't disseminate it. I can't show you because of the role I played, not just on the media side, but as a consultant. So take it for what it's worth. It'll show out over the years in terms of what's going on, but this is seismic in terms of what's taking place out there.
I'm going to keep this message. I'm going to keep this. And I want to see how it plays out in the next 2 to 3 years, Dr. Cavill. I really do. And once again, this is a disclaimer. I said Dr. Cavill is a real. He's a cool dude. I respect him. But I'm going to always check. Listen, when it's time to get checked, I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care. You can be my mama. I don't care. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And this is dead ass wrong. So it is what it is. All right, run tell that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to run tell somebody that, run tell that. So I'm going to see though. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that look. We'll see how that look going forward. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 years now, how bad this deal really was. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get it like that. Hey, man, listen, remember, Monday, Afterglow show, 8 o'clock. Tell a friend, bring it in. We all trying to get back to where we were before, all right? So Wednesday, roundtable, my boy Blue, 7 o'clock. All right, sharp. Hey, listen, it's week 0. Week 0 is here. Get excited for football. All right. It's coming in full frame, and I'm going to be breaking stuff down. I got some stuff I still haven't brought out for the new studio. It's just going to get better. All right. So listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holla. God bless. And listen, if anybody wants to talk about memberships or anything, you can always super chat. You can always super chat money. You can always super chat $20. You can always cash at me, Venmo, if you want to support the channel in different ways. So don't worry about the memberships and stuff until that comes back, or the old channel or whatever. But if you want to support, you can always support. All right. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Y'all be easy.